We're going to look at the champion bumper now. The final race on Wednesday at 5:30. Jasmine Devaux is 9-2. Tishan 5-1. Jalan Dadara is 5-1. Maureen 5-1. 7-1 Romeo Coolio. You ought to know 8-1. And it's 10-1 Bar. And this is why you need to listen, ladies and gentlemen, because there is one man on this panel, he doesn't know who he is yet, with a seriously strong opinion on this race. Not just a strong opinion. This is his banker of the entire meeting, ladies and gentlemen. And this horse is 11-1. Take it away, Mr. Tony Keenan.
Look, you can kind of gauge already. I don't particularly like backing odds-on shots, but that's just my way of going at it. Everyone has their own way. I just think it is probably an ordinary champion bumper. I think the yellow clay... the horse is the yellow clay. Gordon Elliott's horse, should have said that. I thought he shaped best in what is typically the best trial at the Dublin Racing Festival. He was fourth. I think with any bit of luck run, he should have been second, and the winner is out for the season. So he's effectively the winner of that race coming into this one. Coming off a long break there, a lot of the horses in the Dublin race were race fit. He was carrying a penalty. Gordon Elliott says he doesn't really like soft ground, so say a bit of better ground would suit. And I think he's the most solid horse in a race where there's a lot of once raced horses that have kind of been impressive. I think he kind of has a bit more of a portfolio and a bit of, I suppose, depth to his form. Look, off Willie Mullins' team, I was very impressed with Jasmine Devaux now in Naas. I thought he was really good now. But I think at the prices, I'd take the horses coming out of the Grade 2 in a year where there's no kind of Sir Gerhard or Appreciated or Facile Vega or anything close to that. I think he's a big price, yeah.
Yeah, it was a hell of a run by the yellow clay. Got kind of lost his pitch really turning in at Leopardstown. Was brought to the outside under Barry O'Neill and flew home. So 11-1, the yellow clay is Tony Keenan's fancy in the Weatherby's champion bumper. David Casey, it's fair to say, well, we don't know yet, but it doesn't look the strongest ever team Willie Mullins has had for the bumper.
Yeah, I probably agree with that, but I think a lot of the bumpers in Ireland at the moment are not very competitive. I think if Gordon has a decent one in it, or Gavin or Henry or they're going and winning. I'm just not sure. There's a lot of strength and depth in any of the races, so it's hard to tell. Jasmine Devaux was very good in Naas, very impressive. But I just don't know what sort of how strong the race was.
How does he work?
Yeah, he works well, yeah. We fancied him going there now. We were confident that he'd go and do the job, but at the same time, I agree with Tony that the Leopardstown race is probably the strongest race. I thought You Ought to Know ran a hell of a race. I thought he was out the back, and I thought it was very hard to come from where he came from to finish second. Hadn't run for a long time. I think there's plenty of improvement there. I thought he could have a chance. Outside of that, I didn't have a strong opinion on it. No, I thought it was an open enough race. I thought the horse actually, he won last week, Cantico. I thought the race he ran in Leopardstown, I thought was the most competitive maiden bumper run this year, possibly. Stevens' day, was it? I can't remember.
Finished third.
Yeah, what won the race? I can't.
Martin Brown's horse won it, yeah. And you did a good horse run very well in that as well.
I'd say he's a fair horse, so.
I was second in it.
Gold in the Mountains, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was the strongest, most competitive maiden bumper run this year, so.
Just before I let you go, who do you think Patrick will ride?
I would say, I'm going to guess, but I'm going to say Jasmine Devaux, maybe. I don't know if Maureen runs or not. Everyone in the yard seems to think she's running. I see one of the owners putting up on Twitter that she's going to Liverpool, so she'll be entered Monday or Tuesday, whatever it is.
How good is she?
I wouldn't have said great before she won.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously she's better on the track, she bolted up, so.
Yeah, okay. Argento boy?
Yeah, he won well. More of a stamina horse, I'd say. I'd say there's lots of improvement in him. Won a weak race, but made the run on green and kept galloping well. I'd say there's plenty of improvement in him, but I'd say a better chaser down the line.
Brilliant. Okay. Puppy, anything you like in the champion bumper?
Yeah, no, I was very impressed with Jasmine Devaux and Naas. I thought that was a very good performance. You could question the form. A couple of horses in behind, the form was pretty weak. And the other horse I like is Gordon Elliott's horse, Romeo Coolio.
They love him, don't they?
He came with a huge reputation. He never looked like he was going to get beaten in Fairyhouse, but he was always just doing enough. He needs to improve off that run in Fairyhouse. He's probably open to it, and he's a horse that just could be one for the champion bumper. He's laid back, just goes through the motions, but stays really, really well.
Okay, that's Romeo Coolio, 7-1 shot. Your kind of race, Jonny Dineen, the champion bumper?
No, I'd say this is the worst betting medium of the 4 days. Anyway, this champion board. I just think it's like you're dealing with complete unknowns. 20, say what? How many can run? 20, 24? Is it something like that?
22, I think.
Something like whatever. But it's like it's all horses that have won. A lot of them have only one win and all that kind of stuff. It's impossible to relate the form. I think. Okay, if you force me to have a bet in it, I would pick Cantico, but I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't finish in the first 10 either.
That's Cantico. Jonny Dineen is mad keen on, can't see it beat. Cantico, currently a 10-1 shot with Boyle Sports. Grand Annual, Cross Country Chase and Coral Cup are the supporting races to the Grade 1s on Wednesday. Tony Keenan, anything you like in those?
If Barry Conwell started to show a bit more form, I thought Enniskerry was kind of interesting in the Grand Annual. I thought he didn't stay in the Galway plate, having kind of travelled into the dip quite well. And I also wonder, is he best freshly? He destroyed a horse in a flat maiden at Leopardstown and finished up and rated 90. He's coming off a break there at the start of the summer. So, yeah, I think being fresh might be a thing with him, but I would like to see the stable of a couple of winners between now and then.
Yeah, Cross Country or Coral Cup?
No, nothing in either, no.
No. Rob, anything you like? Manila Indo is obviously favoured for the Cross Country Chase. How is the former Gold Cup winner?
Yeah, he's in mighty order, and I think he'll take a lot of beating. He ran a cracking race first time over the banks back in December, and that was coming off the back of his running down Royal. He's freshened up well, and I think he'll take plenty of beating off level weights. Obviously, Delta Work and Cocoa Beach and Gavin, there's plenty of opposition coming from Gordon's, but I think he'll win. He loves Cheltenham and seems in good form. The Coral Cup, Ballyaddam will definitely run, possibly Hidden Valley Lake as well. Think Hidden Valley Lake would have a strong each way chance in the Coral Cup if he runs. Probably would have been an awful lot sweeter on if he had finished second or third in Navan, but he didn't. And then Dancing on My Own in the Grand Annual, he won around Cheltenham back in October. Wants good ground. If he gets good ground, he'd have an each way chance, but he's getting pretty high in the handicap now.
Okay, that's Dancing on My Own in the Grand Annual. Potentially Hidden Valley Lake in the Coral Cup at 250.